And welcome to the Mandela Effect. This is Harmony speaking. Some of you might be wondering why I'm going live at the same time Dr. Lupo is going live, and the reason is because 30 minutes after he made his announcement about his show tonight, I immediately notified him. We do communicate, and I notified him that I made a video on this topic 6 months ago. Anyway, the bottom line is my higher self spoke to me and said it's critical that I do a rebroadcast of the video I made 6 months ago. I'm not going to go into detail as to why, but I answer to true source God creator and my higher self, and this is why we are doing this repeat of a video I made 6 months ago about
Hey, Harmony, I think you got muted. Unmute yourself.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sorry about that. Yep, go ahead.
All right, so nobody heard my introduction?
No, we did like the first 25 seconds.
Right. Do I need to start over?
Maybe just
Did you
give
hear?
about the
Did you?
video that you posted a few months ago.
All right. So greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Mandela Effect. I apologize. Apparently, I was on mute. We're still a learning curve here. Many of you may wonder why I'm doing this show opposite of Dr. Lupo. The reason is 30 minutes after he posted his topic tonight, I immediately notified him that I had already covered this topic in great detail 6 months ago. And my higher self said it was critical that I repost this video for the general public because this is the truth. It's inside information. This is what is really going on. And I answer to true source God creator, not to men. So I apologize for going live opposite Dr. Lupo, but he had his opportunity to, invite me on his show, and, explain what's going on. But we're going to go ahead and play a video that I made 6 months ago. So go ahead, focal point, and hit the play button and play the video. Afterwards, we'll talk about it. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to Mandela Effect. Special alert update. Why you're not feeling well and all the things that you're experiencing, and perhaps the unusual issues and circumstances that are happening in your life at this time. Normally, I speak from an authoritative perspective, but tonight, well, in fact, I'm here. I am Focal, you want to mute? Happening is, you're all familiar, I hope, with the idea of perhaps a doppelganger, or parallel Earths, or parallel timelines, or alternate realities. And we know in quantum physics that particles have sister particles. So we know in this world today that we're in, according to quantum physics, there's pretty much a double for everything. And then there's all the theories we just
I just spoke about. One report that is, I consider true and accurate, and I agree with it. And I received another report, but we'll start with the first report. This person said that essentially what is happening is that all the other parallel Earths, all the different timelines, all the different realities are collapsing into one. As this happens, the physical bodies are not collapsing into one, and the conscious memories are not collapsing into one. What is happening as one reality merges into another, one reality is in essence extinguished and exists no more, and then becomes part of this reality. But what becomes part of this reality is the energy of the old reality. So there are, I'm sorry, this is a new theory for you, multiple yous. There's more than one of you, and you exist on many different parallel realities and timelines. As they converge, they extinguish, and what's left behind is the energy. So let's say there's a version of you in another reality that experienced a lot of financial problems. That reality is extinguished, and then that energy now collapses into you. So you don't have the conscious memory of it. You don't have a physical body coming into you. What you have is the energy. That energy comes into you, and now you unfortunately have to deal with that energy that the other you left behind. Perhaps you had an issue of, I don't know, of anger, and then that, and on the other you, and now that energy is bestowed upon you, and unfortunately you're left to deal with it. Perhaps now that you had physical issues, and now and that energy is left to you. Perhaps you had fears. We could spend all night going through the list of all the different human experiences you could possibly experience. That perhaps you yourself did not experience them, but the other you did. And now as these realities merge, you're unfortunately you are in essence the original, and you are left to deal with these, you think of as fragmented parts of you, these other yous. And as they come back together into you, the original you, you're left to deal with these energies. And that's why you might wake up one day and all of a sudden you, out of the blue, have all these financial problems, or you have all these medical issues, or you have all these issues, and you simply don't understand where they're coming from. Maybe you're in a family where you have a husband and wife and a bunch of kids, and all of a sudden you notice all your kids are kind of acting cuckoo crazy and absurd, and you can't figure it out, and you're just perplexed and wondering what's going on. Well, what is going on is these energies are being bestowed upon the folks you know and yourself, and they're being left to deal with it. The next report I have comes from a meditation group. They do group meditation, and they do not know about the Mandela effect. They're not familiar with the Mandela effect or CERN or any conspiracy theories or any of that. They're not that type of group. They are a meditation group, and what they picked up is that what I just spoke of, that all these realities are merging into one, and the original is being left with all the residual energy from all the other versions of you, and now you must unfortunately deal with it. So that, my friends, is one facet of what you're experiencing. And I believe this to be true. The next report comes from me, first-hand knowledge, now I'm speaking from authority. I have been told that there are beloved beings helping us. At the same time, we don't like the phrase raise your vibrational frequency or bring you to a higher dimension. but this is the terminology that you've come to know. They are doing their best to help you. As you change your frequency, it is not something you're used to. It's uncomfortable for you. So that is the other side of the coin as to why you're experiencing these health issues. So it's a combination of realities merging and a combination of the beloved beings of the universe helping you. This coupled together has become rather overwhelming for you and is being done in stages to gently guide you and awaken you. Please be patient. It is the timelines merging are not their doing. It is a different force, and they are not in control of that. They are aware of it and trying to do what they're doing in sequence to not overwhelm you. So it's a roller coaster ride. You'll have a time, they'll be helping you, humanity, and it's uncomfortable to change. Change, unfortunately, human beings recognize this as something that is uncomfortable, and it is. I'm human. It's uncomfortable, but it's done for your benefit. For example, the ringing in the ears, highly irritating, but it's done to help you. And then, unbeknownst to them, a reality will also merge, and then they have to stop what they're doing. The realities merge, let you adjust, deal with that. Some of you folks call it karma, that karmic energy that's left behind. And once you deal with it, and unfortunately, everyone has their own pace to which this is done. And once everyone is as a general collective ready for the beloved beings to step in and help again, then they do. This is understandably completely overwhelming at times, and it is a roller coaster, a very wild roller coaster. We ask that you hang in there. It's necessary because we're behind. We're very behind, and we are playing catch up. The universe is responding at a much faster, rapid rate than was expected, and therefore the beloved beings have to step up as well, but also be sensitive to the human psyche and what they can handle. So this message is for everyone to fasten your seatbelt, hold on, please enjoy the ride. It's okay to yell and scream and have joy and and also to be tired and exhausted. Many of you will sleep for days, many days, and you don't know why. It's because your body needs a rest. This is a time where you need to listen to your bodies. I know you have to go to work, but if your body says you need to rest, try to go to bed earlier. You may feel it's so natural to sleep all weekend long, and you may feel like a slug, and then give yourself the excuse that you're sick and make yourself physically sick to give yourself the excuse to sleep all weekend. But please don't do that. You don't have to tell people you're sick to stay in bed all weekend. Simply acknowledge what the body needs and do it. Then there'll be periods where you want to stay up for days, and you don't know why. Well, don't let it interfere with your work schedule, but simply do that to honor your body's request and stay up. But do, of course, get your rest, and then on the weekend, sleep a lot. So try to manage your work week, your daily routines, all around what is happening in the universe, and adjust and make modifications, and simply do the very best you can. There is no such thing as trying, simply do. It's a matter of doing. As always, I'm preaching to the choir myself. Whole food, plant-based diet, distilled water. You can do research. Some of you say you add, what is that? Some baking soda. Some people have another formula to help your alkaline acidity levels and whatnot. There's a lot of research you folks can do, but we're not going to educate you on the medical needs at this time. The purpose of this video is to discuss the emotional needs, your soul, and as you say, karma. You can all do your nutritional research on your own. Some of you say iodine is important. So there's many tricks of the trades in nutrition, but a whole food, plant-based diet, distilled water are keys to start with. And you can do the research on your own. So pay attention to your bodies, listen to them, understand that there are benevolent beings in the universe here to help you, and you all be well. God bless, and peace be with you.
Okay, can you all hear me? Oh, great, I have an echo. Is that better? Can you all hear me now?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. A lot of people in chat are asking the question about the ringing in the ears. The ringing in the ears, there's two purposes. One is benevolent, one is malevolent. In other words, good guy, bad guy. The good guys, the benevolent beings, do it to, I hate using the word raise your vibrational frequency, but that's what everyone is familiar with. It's a common terminology that we will use because it is simply something you are used to using. So when the benevolent beings, the good guys, the frequency is used to raise your vibrational frequency, to change the structure of your body so you will be able to handle the higher dimensions. It's a method, it's a technology that is used to adjust your cells to where you can handle the higher dimensions. Because when you're in the third dimension or fourth dimension, if you will, and we are bringing in higher dimensions, the fifth, sixth, eighth, it's rather earth-shattering, and it could kind of like popcorn. It can cause you to pop, and cause great discomfort and make you go cuckoo, a little bit crazy. So the high frequencies that you may hear are designed to adjust your biological unit and your brain structure, the neurotransmitters, so you will be able to handle the higher dimensions, the higher frequencies as they come in. So that's what the benevolent beings are doing when you hear the high frequencies. And lately, that is what you have been hearing over the last 3 days. It's an effort to raise your conscious awareness to adjust to the next reality that is going to be coming in and is coming in upon us. So hopefully I answered that question. I do want to let you know in the comment section, there's a little a money sign. It's called Super Chat. If you want to hit that button and donate, your question will immediately pop to the top. The way YouTube works it, the more you donate, the longer your thing stays up there. But I'm sure $1 will make your comment pop to the top, and I'll be able to answer your question. Somebody in the chat was saying they really know what's going on and all this stuff, and I'm sorry, your comments have now been buried. Now, is anybody else on the call? Did you hear anything in the chat that we should answer?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's reticular cortex or what's going on there, but Certainly, quite a few questions about the firmament.
The firmament. Okay. Um, I'm sure all the critics are going to go crazy because they go nuts when I'm not prepared for stuff. I will divulge some classified information if I can find real quick. I'm looking for something. The 1,000-year-old map, and I found it. Let's get there. I made a video on this. I should have gone to my own video, actually. I think about it. I made a video on this, too. Probably, here we go. Anyway, if you're watching, it might be easier if you just Google yourself. I should probably go to Google. That might be a better presentation. Google. And I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to type in 1,000-year-old map. Oh, here we go. There we go. I got a pretty good image. Now let me go back to Google and let me do screen share. Present to everyone. Am I there? Now I'm screen sharing. I'm not going to go on the details. You can go into Google and research the history of this. I made a video on this as well. Hopefully you can see my cursor right here. You know, we have America and South America, and then we have what is known as the dome, or the Arctic Circle, and then over here we have a continent beyond the dome, as we say. If you are a Christian and if you believe in the Bible, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to believe that the earth is flat, that there are the four corners, and I have direct communication with the four corners. We communicate on a regular basis, so I do know for a fact they exist and they're real, the four corners, and there's a dome that surrounds our environment. But beyond the dome are a whole bunch of other continents. I know this is insider information. I have sat in front of a screen. For those of you who know, I hate saying this over and over again. Worked 11 people below the president. You know, I helped create the Airborne Early Warning Wing. You know, I woke up every day reading the CIA Worldwide Intelligence Report. I worked on black ops projects and unauthorized black object projects, and I will never divulge anything that I learned in the military under sanctioned government authority. So, majority of the stuff I know was not sanctioned by the U.S. government. It does not fall under my secrecy oath. And for those of you who say, you're no longer under a secrecy oath, they only last for a certain amount of years. Okay, for those who want to say that, I'm so grateful that you have read my secrecy oath, because you know what? You just proved to the whole entire world that I really am an insider since you read my secrecy oath. And so thank you for all those critics that have confirmed my secrecy oath. Thank you so much. So, the information I'm sharing you happened what we call off the book projects. And I have literally sat in front of a screen and watched aircraft fly beyond this, the southern tip across this span and land on this continent. It's true. I have watched aircraft on a screen, air traffic control pattern, leaving our dome and landing on this continent. I also, since I don't have direct knowledge of this, let's say, I also know someone who was stationed, a personal friend of mine who was stationed in Alaska, and his job was to watch air traffic patterns coming in from outer space. The radar, I'm not going to go into the radar technology we have, but this particular technology can go all the way to the moon and monitor all traffic between us and the moon. And he said, this was going back, I don't know, about, this is 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, on a Friday night, or, on a Saturday night, those were the busy nights, he would watch 10 aircraft pop into existence. He'd pick them up halfway between Earth, or the dome, if you will, and the moon, and he watched spaceships coming in through the dome. If you go into the Bible, there are windows to heaven. So the dome has openings. If you're a Christian, you have to believe this. You have to believe the earth is flat. You have to believe there's a dome. You have to believe that there's windows to heaven. And that's why I keep telling the flat earthers over and over again, please put your thinking cap on. The Bible clearly states there's something beyond the dome. The Bible says it's the waters above. The Bible says that there are doorways to heaven. And by the way, this is not just the Bible. It can be found in just about every single ancient religious text. It's nothing new. It's been around for a very, very long time. So he would watch these ships coming in through what you call the doorways of heaven, and they come in through the North Pole. We all know about the North Pole, what goes on there, if you know. And 10 ships on average would come in on a Friday night, and his orders were do nothing. His orders were to do nothing. Don't even alert the commander on duty. Don't even alert the supervisor on duty. When you see one of these spaceships coming in from outer space through the opening known as the doorways to heaven, and they come into, they fly in through the North Pole, they come into Alaska, and his job was to track these spaceships flying all over the U.S., and his job was to report to his supervisor only and only if it hovered for more than 1 hour. So that a spaceship could hover for an hour and he could do nothing. He set his little timer, and after an hour, he would notify his supervisor. And then his supervisor would leave the room, and he doesn't know what happened after that. So the military is fully aware of spaceships coming in from outer space, coming through these doorways, cruising all over the U.S. There is an agreement where they are supposed to leave, and then they leave, and no problem. My friend only on 3 occasions over his tour had to report a spacecraft hovering too long, and he doesn't know what happened after that. Now, myself personally, I watched the traffic pattern of aircraft leaving from the southern South America, and I actually watched them land on this continent here. So I know for a fact there is a continent beyond the dome. Now, to get through there, these craft are not conventional aircraft. Yeah, I'm just going to shut up. I said enough. Anyway, next comment. Am I still, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Another question that came up a few times was, does it make mention in any regard about chakras in the Bible, given your background?
Did you see an aura around, did Jesus Christ, he was reported on several occasions where an aura or a halo was seen around him. What do you think the halo or the aura that was seen around Jesus Christ was? That's your chakra system, honey, or first man, whoever said that. That is proof, positive evidence of the chakra system being aligned correctly to the point where it is so in tune that it becomes visible for normal human beings. So the Bible proves the chakra system in the text. So yes, the Bible doesn't specifically use the word chakra, It's not specific, but if you understand what's really going on, yes. Proof positive. Jesus Christ. His chakras were aligned, they're in tune, they were all open, and they were open to the point that were so powerful that people around him could see his chakra. Your aura is your chakra. To go into a scientific perspective, there is what is known as Kirlian photography, where you can take a picture of a leaf, you can see the energy field around it, and then you can cut that leaf in half, take another picture, and the energy field is still around that leaf as if the leaf was never cut. So we have scientific proof positive of these energy fields that surround biological units. So we now have the Bible proving the chakra system, and we have science proving the chakra system. So the answer is yes, it's in the Bible.
Yeah, and another thing to add to that, which we're being, as I mentioned in the chat, we're being bombarded on a daily basis. Fluoride's a perfect example. It's the most highly electronegative element that we know of, and it'll bind to anything, and it's calcifying our pineal. And the pineal has a lot to do with, third eye bursts and things like that, which, in Indian culture is representative of a glowing halo type effect for some, high vibrational spiritual individuals, Buddhists, etc. So in today's society, we're prevented at every measure from really reaching that state. You want to add anything to that? The pineal?
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Can you ask the
No, I was
question
just
one more time? I'm
referring to,
sorry.
I was just referring to the importance of the pineal gland and how the environment in which we live in today's society, especially fluoridation and municipal water supply, is calcifying the pineal, preventing us from really reaching our true potential physically.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. But the bottom line is you are a spiritual being. The Bible teaches us over and over again. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. What does that mean? It means you're a spiritual being. You're already a higher dimensional being. You've already achieved these higher dimensional levels. But because you're in the biological unit, you're kind of, there's this veil. And you simply have to come to accept what the Bible and what our churches have been teaching us over and over again is you're a spiritual being. You simply have to wake up to who you truly are, break down all the programming. What's TV? Programming. They call it programming for a reason. You're being programmed so you don't know who you are. Spelling. What's our language? Is spelling. They're casting a spell on you. So we are programmed and they're casting spells on you so you will not simply believe who you truly are. And this is why the church pounds over and over again. I was a minister for over 10 years. I grew up in church. I've heard this sermon over and over and over again. I can't even count how many times I've heard from many different churches, from many different denominations. They're pounding into your head, you are not human. Wake up. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! That's what the church and that's what all these religions are telling you over and over and over again. Wake up! Wake up to your true self. Wake up to your higher self. Wake up to the true source God creator. When you break through all these programs, when you break through all the spells, and you truly realize who you are, then you will instantaneously become one with God. And that's what all the religions, the Buddhists, the Hindus, I can go on and on and on. That's what they're truly teaching. So, does it help to decalcify your pineal gland? Yes. Does it help to have a whole food, plant-based diet? Yes. All those things help. But those are physical, biological things. It's more important to become more spiritually aware and break through your mind. Your mind, you think, is this little box, and you need to break down the box, break down and all those barriers, all those trapping systems, and just knock it all down, and then you realize, hey, there is no box. And when you're outside the box, you look back down and you go, aha, finally I understand. Finally I get it. Finally I understand what everyone is talking about. That's my answer.
So here's another good question asked in the chat. So why are the same people here if we've shifted into a new timeline?
Why are the same people here? They're not. Have you not heard the reports where people are missing kids, people have kids, people are missing their wives? There's tons of people missing and tons of people popping up. So it's not the same people, no. Hopefully, should I go more into that? I don't know.
Nope, just perusing, looking for other questions. Stevie or George, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask or any points that you wanted to make?
Well, I'm good. That's really all I want to present tonight. If nobody else has any questions, if you have nothing else from the chat you want to read, I think I'll end the live stream at this time.
All right, sounds good. Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
well, thank you, everybody. God bless. Peace be well. Oh, what I forgot to mention is there's also a lot of solar flare activity going on, so that is amplifying why you're not feeling well as well. But that's just a contributing factor to everything that's going on. So peace, good night, everybody. Take care and be well. And we'll try to do, now that I seem to know how to do live broadcast and streaming, I'll try to start doing this at a regular time, a regular date, so you'll know ahead of time when it's going to happen. This was not announced and was literally a last minute. So again, peace be well. Good night.